we are going to do CSS and JavaScript also. But the main thing is that we are going to mainly touch on HTML. HTML, it is more than enough for 1 hour to learn. But sometimes people struggle a lot with HTML also. They do learn it for a long time, but it is not required. HTML, whatever I teach here, it is more than enough. I'm here to make your web developer. And those who have gone through my channel, they will know one thing, that in my channel daily at 8:30 p.m. IST, I take a lot of classes, daily live, a lot of classes. Okay, so why I take these daily classes? Because I run month-long web app development workshop on my channel daily at 8:30 p.m. IST, and it is like from here you do the HTML, and the first week of every month is the CSS week on my channel. So Monday to Friday, 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. IST is the CSS week, and then the next week is JavaScript week, and JavaScript week is just completed. JavaScript week have just completed on Friday, and everything on my channel have certifications. Okay, so JavaScript week is there after that, and then after that React.js week is there. React.js week is starting next week. Next week is React.js week. Okay, so from Monday to Friday, React.js week, and I'm thinking of something else also. And then the last week is Next.js week. So something which I always decide at the start of the month. So last week is always variable, but the first 3 weeks are always there. So it sort of runs in a loop. Then the first week is CSS, second week is JavaScript, and third week is React.js. It is always there. Okay, so as always, I'm here to make everyone web app developer and not just a website developer. Okay, although today we are going to learn about only HTML, mainly HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, but I teach React.js also. The React.js is the main thing through which you can become a web app developer. And I will, those who are new here, and there will be 2 attendance sheet. Okay, let me write that thing also so that people don't have a confusion, because after that what happens, people will ping me a lot that I didn't get the certificate and all. That will anyways happen. Even if I say this thing, that will anyways happen, and people will tell that after they see the certificate from the people who are in some other WhatsApp group, I have different WhatsApp groups. They will tell that, okay, we also need the certificate, and we missed some electricity has gone away, and all those things they are going to tell. But then also it's my duty to tell that you get the parts. There will be 2 attendance will be taken through Google form. Through Google form, I'll take 2 attendance, and you have to give your email. You have to give your name. Name should be perfect. Okay, name should be perfect, and optionally you have to give your LinkedIn also, because I'm very big on LinkedIn. So that is there. So 2 attendance will be taken through Google form. Okay, 2 attendance should be taken through Google form. Ayush is asking at some software. So if you want to download from now only, download only VS Code, nothing else. 2 attendance will be taken through Google form, and 1 will be given. Maybe I mark this message also. Okay, pin this message also, and 1 attendance sheet I will give it around 3:30 p.m. IST. Means I'm going to tell something. After that, I will give the attendance. Okay, and then we'll start with HTML, because I want to tell everyone. I want to tell everyone the complete way. Means first, and I will give by 3:30. Okay, and the Google form will be given here only. It will be given in the live chat only, nowhere else. Okay, live chat only. Here in the live chat only, I will give the Google form. Both of the Google form, one at the start and one at the end, towards around 5:30, 5:40. I will give the second Google form. So because we are taking attendance at both times. Okay, it is not like just one time you have to give attendance. You have to give attendance at both time. Then only you are going to get it. Okay, so that is there, and a lot of people might not know much about me, so let me first do that, and then I'm going to, as I've told also, I'm going to tell how to become a web app developer. What is a web app developer? Let me tell a bit about that. See, people don't know what is a web app developer and what is a website developer, so let me clarify those things. Then we'll start with HTML. We're going to start with everything. You're going to learn very good HTML today. Okay, so that is there. So now let me share my screen. Okay, so those people don't know about me. This is me, and this is my LinkedIn profile. Hopefully you have gone through it, my LinkedIn profile. So this is me. I am helping people to become a web app developer. I am a React.js teacher, a corporate trainer, and tech YouTuber also, as you all might say. And I have written some books also, and they're published they're in Amazon and all. So I have worked in almost every big company. So, but in September, my passion is these things. After working for 16 years, I have become a teacher, full-time trainer, and I have a company known as TWD. And full-time trainer, I have become. This is my own company. Okay. So, and from September, I'm teaching everyone to become a web developer. So before that, I was an associate architect for 3 years. So associate architects are like people who means I was handling a team of 10 front-end developer, as simple as that. And I used to design system. I have designed system like Uber level dev system also have designed. I worked in every company, means from IBM to Oracle to everything I have worked. Okay, so all these things are there. Okay, so all these things I have done. Okay, so this is there. No, I have not shared your link. Okay, so that is there, and that is about me. And you can go through my LinkedIn profile and all. Okay, and I have a lot of connections. You can see this thing, and this is something which will be benefited to all of you. And right now I'm at my hometown Bhopal. I'm operating from here. I have spent 16 years in metros, means the Mumbai, Pune, and Bangalore. Last 4 years in Bangalore. So after I came to my hometown, and I started from here only. And this is my company. This is my company page, TWD, and we are mainly an edtech company, but I have a services division also, and we create some software for whatever people are there, and we are also hiring, means big time React.js developers and all. Okay, so those things are there. And beside this, okay, so as I have told earlier, this okay, even if you're starting, why I was playing that motivational music. See, it is not like that anyone can become a web developer. It requires some patience, some hard work from your side. Okay, some hard work from your side, and those hard works really pays well. Okay, so 2 days back only I got, even before starting, let me tell one thing. 2 days back only I get this message from one of my students who is following me. See, the people who follows me, who take my advice. So after this class also I will give you advice, how to become a web developer and all. Who takes my advice, see, these things happen. So this guy has just pinged me, and I know most of the people, a lot of people here, you are not from a IT background. So this guy is a mechanical engineer, and he got a job as a stack developer. It is like a React developer in a local company, and he is getting 12,500 per month. You might think, okay, it is very less amount, but for a mechanical engineer to come into computer IT background, complete into IT, it is way too much, because after 1 year he will get a 10 lakh package. Why? Because he has become a MUN developer. See, I also hired a lot of people who are doing React.js, so I know 10 lakh is a minimum package for that, for a 1 year's experience guy. So he's going to do that. He's a mechanic. If he's a mechanical engineer, you can also do it. If a mechanical engineer can do, anyone can do it. But he had followed some of the things which I have told him, and he followed it really well. So what the things which I have told to this guy, which he had followed, means he's not from, and I also take paid batches also. Okay, but I teach everything through YouTube also, and this guy is not from my paid batch. This guy is from my YouTube channel. Means he has a lot of people are connected with me on WhatsApp. So he has talked with me on WhatsApp. He taken my advice, and what advice did I give him? To get a job as a mechanical engineer, to get into the IT field. It is not that much easy to get into the IT field, but it is not that much difficult. If you had come to me 5 years ago and you told that I am a mechanical engineer and I want to be an IT person, I would say no, you cannot become an IT person. TCS, Infosys will not take you. They never take anyone who is not an IT person. He is not an B electronics, B computer. But today everything has changed. Everything is startup. Most of the jobs are being given by startup. So, and they only want skills. Only one skill, nothing. Even a housewife, even a BCom, BSc, anyone can become. It doesn't matter. They want only skilled people. No degree or nothing is required. So what this person had done, so that he got a job as a mechanical engineer. So he did only followed this thing, means what I have told him, and he became a MUN stack developer. What is a MUN stack developer now? See, he actually, to become a MUN stack developer, if you only do HTML, CSS, you have to learn actually 4 things. But there are 2 things also. HTML, CSS, only you do HTML, CSS, you become a website developer. All those small website for companies which you create, they're created with HTML, CSS. Even not with HTML, CSS, there's something known as WordPress. Most of you have heard the name WordPress. So WordPress, but HTML, CSS is also required, because what happens in WordPress, the CSS need to be customized. So you need to be good in CSS. So if you do only HTML, CSS, then this is not the right place to learn only HTML, CSS. Yeah, you have to learn WordPress also, and which I never teach, because WordPress developers are someone who doesn't make much. Maximum you will make 35,000 rupees after 5 years of experience. I know this thing because I have a lot of WordPress developer also coming to me, and they're learning web app developer. So what is a web app developer? How to become one? So you have to learn, first thing is you have to learn JavaScript, and then a library of JavaScript known as React.js. You have to learn that thing, React.js. And this guy, this mechanical guy, have done this thing. He have learned React.js. Learn React.js through my channel. I'm here to teach you React.js. So this complicated thing which you're seeing, I'm just now opening. This is a web app. This is not a website. This is known as mind map tool. This is created through the front end, is created through React. The back end are also there. This LinkedIn site, this is not a website. This is a web app. This has got login functionality. I can log out from it. My login functionality is saved somewhere. My posts are saved somewhere. So these are web apps which are created with React only. Okay. So how can run projects in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? No, you cannot do. Okay. So they are known as web apps. Okay, they are known as web apps. These are known as web apps. This site is a web app. This is not a website. Facebook.com is not a website. Facebook.com is a web app. In technical term, it's a web app. No, not a website. This is not the static websites are different from web app. So this is what it is there. Okay. Okay. So, and if someone asking how to run the project, HTML, JavaScript, desktop, no, that is a bit complicated thing. There is something known as Electron.js is there, so through which you can run a project as a desktop app. So learn about what is Electron.js. Okay, so if you know a bit about web development, there is something known as Electron.js, which I also don't know. Electron.js is there, but through it you can create. Okay, so that is there, but I'm here telling to person who's just don't know anything about web development and all, and we are going to learn about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript today. But HTML, CSS, and JavaScript we are going to learn, but it is not that much easy to become a thing. See, this person whom I helped, he did something. It is not like that just you go and learn and you'll become. And even I don't have the time to go after everyone. See, a lot of people follow me on YouTube, but I'm here to guide you. I'm here to give you the 3 secrets through which you can become this. And this person have literally taken these 3 secrets and he had become this thing, become a developer, being a mechanical engineer. He took this thing and he followed the main concept he followed, which is networking. Today, what happens, if you're from some other background, you have to do a networking a lot. Networking can give you a job. And this guy got job because of LinkedIn. Because of LinkedIn only he got the job. And he posted all of his projects. I always tell people, all of the projects, you have to do a lot of projects and you have to post it on LinkedIn. So this guy followed my advice and he started posting all of his projects on LinkedIn. And what happens when someone is connected with me and he posts his projects on LinkedIn and he tagged me? There is a way to tag anyone. So I think most people know how to tag anyone, because on Twitter also, @you do and tag me. Tag me, you connect with me, @you do and tag me. See, when you tag me, what happens? You reach to this is showing the followers. And this is my total connection. You reach to my 19,000 connections. You reach to my 19,000 connection, and then what happens? Then you get a job. And this guy got a job like this. He posted a very good project on his LinkedIn and all, and he tagged me and he got a job. See, people do like this. People do means where can I show? All of the people. Okay, yeah. A lot of people who follows me, what they do, they just tag me like this and they showcase the project like this. They showcase these projects. They tag me and showcase this project, and they get a lot of comment and all these things. They get the reach is way too much. And this guy actually got a job on the comment section only. Just on the comment section he got a job. How crazy it is! You get a job on the comment section of a LinkedIn. Because I know he got a job in a comment section. So this is the power of LinkedIn. This is the power of networking. This is the power of coding in the public. Twitter, LinkedIn, Twitter is also there. Twitter is followed by a lot of people. Instagram is also there, but a developer Instagram. So everything is for developers also. Then the Facebook groups are there. You have to go to React.js Facebook. Go join React.js Facebook group. Go join a web development Facebook group. Way too much opportunities, and freelancing opportunity also comes a lot there. So people are there, like they sit at home and they think that okay, they are not getting any job, and they go into depression and all. So instead of going to depression, do some daily action. Code 2 hours daily. You will also not get depression also. A lot of people I know go into depression and code 2 hours daily, create a project and post it on LinkedIn. Then you can do some challenges also. Okay, I will answer some of the answers now. Some challenges also. There is a 100 days of code challenge, which is one of the toughest challenge in the world, because you have to code daily. And you have to post it on this hashtag is there. Okay, so someone is asking on LinkedIn. Okay, someone is asking on YouTube, and I'm done with all these things. If you follow this thing, you can become a web app developer easily. Or if you want to get more guidance from me, connect me on WhatsApp and ping me. I will answer. Ping me or ask on the group. I will answer anytime. I will answer you all how to become. I'll give you the complete path also, what to do and all. And you can also become it. Or someone asked me, I'm from an electronics engineer, so I'm studying micro attendance. Okay, attendance. Let me give the first attendance. It's a good time to give the first attendance. Okay, attendance. You have to fill a Google form. Okay, attendance. You have to fill a Google form. So it is not like you have to tell that present and all those things. Doesn't happen. This is the first attendance. Let me give this first attendance form. Okay, and there will be 2 attendance form, as I've told. This is the first attendance form, and hope you all have got it. First attendance form is this Google form, and I want all of you to fill your LinkedIn profile, because see what happens. Okay, I have pinned this message also. Okay, so I pinned this message also, and I think you can get it. Okay, so please fill this attendance form. And what is why I'm asking the LinkedIn profile to all of you guys? As I've told already. So LinkedIn is my major platform. So I have a lot of people on LinkedIn connected to me on LinkedIn. Okay, so what happened? If I also post a project on every Monday, I will promote all the people who have got the certificate on my LinkedIn, the LinkedIn profile. So if you don't give a LinkedIn profile, it's okay. You can say that you don't have a LinkedIn profile. Just say that you don't have a LinkedIn profile, because I'm taking 3 things there. In the attendance form, you have to fill 3 things. Okay. One thing is that you have to fill your name and email ID. And the last thing is that you have to fill your LinkedIn profile. So LinkedIn profile, if you give your LinkedIn profile, it is very good. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, say that you don't have a. Okay, it is opening. Okay, one sec. Can someone tell that it is opening or not? Mundasi, how many times I have told you, you are taking this for the 3rd time or 4th time. It will always show you. Okay, you take a screenshot and send it to me, and you take the screenshot. Okay, so sometimes people attend this thing for 4-5 times. So every time this is the same thing. Okay, not opening. One sec. Okay. Let me see whether it is not opening or not. New private window. It's taking me to sign in. Yeah, it is opening. Why it is not opening? It will open. It's a Google form. Maybe there is some problem in your connection. It will definitely open. Okay, so let me also sign in. Okay, let me do one thing. So I've given this link. Yeah, it is opening fine. You will get this thing and you have to submit it. It is opening fine. No issues are there. I just saw no issues are there. Please do fill it. Means maybe and for some people who are doing it from the 2nd time, 3rd time, I will tell that if you are getting the message that you have already done, then please save the screenshot. I need that screenshot. Okay, I need that screenshot, because some people do this thing for. Okay, yeah, Muntashi, you take the screenshot. I'm definitely going to give. It is very good that you are attending it every time. I don't have any issue if someone want the certificate 10 times also. I'm happy with that. Okay, so it is not like that. But this okay, so all of you are done. So that is very good. See, but you don't have to write also done and all those things. I say I will get all the attendance, everything I will get there only. So in that I'll get a response there. But it is very important to fill the attendance sheet. Without it, you will not get the certificate. And a lot of people are, anyways, after that also they are going to ask me that why we have not got the certificate and all. But you are not going to get the certification without that attendance sheet. Whether your electricity has gone away or something else has happened, it is not like that. Okay, so let us then start with HTML. So we are going to start with HTML. Okay, so let us do that. And I was telling something. Okay, I see. Like this, I am going to promote everyone. So I was telling this thing, so let us complete it. I'm going to promote everyone and I'm going to tag everyone. So that's why I'm asking the LinkedIn profile. So if you give me the LinkedIn profile, you're going to reach to the 19,000 connections of mine, and it will be very great for your career, because my connections have almost all the startup founders and everyone is there. So you just have to, and one more thing, people don't sometimes give the correct LinkedIn profile. You have to go here and you have to give your profile and you have to give this thing. Okay, that is like this. Okay, so yeah, so we will start with HTML. So someone was asking, means which software you need to download. You need to download VS Code. See, 10 years back, when what people used to do code HTML in your notepad and save it as .html and do that thing. Okay, so now it doesn't work like that. Now nobody should do like that, okay? Because there is this lightweight code editor is there, which is very lightweight. So earlier what happened, the code editors used to be very heavy. Like Visual Studio Code is different than Visual Studio from Microsoft. And first thing is that it is completely completely free to use. I'm using a Mac, so I will get this. You're using a Windows, you'll get a Windows and you'll get the exe to download, and then you can install it. Just install it on your system and it will be done. Okay, if there is no LinkedIn profile, just write no LinkedIn profile. So it is okay, no LinkedIn profile you can write, not an issue. Okay, so the thing is that it will show like this, and you have to download it, and I'm not going to tell how to download it and all. And you download it and then it will install on your system, and then we can go ahead and you can, after that, okay, one sec. Okay, so after that it is installed, we are going to start with HTML. HTML stands for hypertext markup language. So that is all the things, all the structure of a site comes from HTML. And we are going to learn HTML in a very good way, so that you don't have to touch HTML again. You can concentrate on CSS, JavaScript, React. You can concentrate on those things because HTML is not that much big. So VS Code, you download it and all, then it will open. Wait a sec. Okay. Yeah. So it will open something like this. So VS Code will be opened like this on your system. And now we have to do HTML basics. Okay, so what I'm going to do, HTML, I have to create a folder. So I'm inside a folder. I will create a new folder, HTML basics. I'll create. Then I'm going to drag it here. In Windows also the same thing is there, although I'm using a Mac. So Windows also same thing is there. You open VS Code for the first time, and then you create an HTML folder. You create a HTML folder, then you just drag it there and it will open it. Okay, and it will open the HTML folder. Let me take it here so that you all can see it, and let me make it a bit smaller. Okay, like this, and make. Okay, so like this HTML folder will open. Okay, like this HTML folder will open. Nowadays VS Code comes with a lot of extension. I will tell the extension also. Okay, someone is asking the extension, but let me go a bit. There's no LinkedIn profile, write no LinkedIn profile. Okay, so if you don't have any LinkedIn profile, write no LinkedIn profile. It is okay. So yeah, so VS Code is there, so we have written it, and then I will create a folder like index file, like index.html, and this is a very lightweight editor, so you can have a 4 GB RAM system also. It doesn't matter. 4 GB RAM system you have, it doesn't matter, it will work. And this index.html I have created from here. So this index.html I have created, and then so someone is asking which is good for writing, and this VS Code is the best one. VS Code, there is some other lightweight code editor which are its competitor known as Atom and Sublime Text, but don't go for them. Go for this one. Sublime Text is very basic, and Atom is also purchased by Microsoft. So Microsoft will not much of Atom was from GitHub, and GitHub is purchased by Microsoft. So Microsoft will not do much development in that. And anyways, Atom is much more heavier than it because it has got something known as extension. Someone was asking about the extension. I will tell about the extension. Okay. So I will tell about the extension. Don't worry about it. I will tell soon about the extension because we need an extension. I'm using VS Code because of the extension, or else I would have coded in Notepad++. Notepad++ is also very good. Okay, I would have coded in that, but why I'm using this? Because it has got some very good extension. Okay. You have to download it. I told you it is totally free to use. You go here, VS Code, you go to this site and just download it. So you don't have it, it is free to use. Rather than this, you cannot use anything else. I am not going to tell to do it in Notepad++. You just download it. It is not some paid tool or something. It is a exe. You get an exe. You just have to download. You should know this much. And and I'm not telling you to download it right now. So if you are having some problem in downloading, you can do it later on. Just download it, means ask someone how to download the .exe file, and you can download it anyways. It will not take it hardly take 5 minutes to download. Okay, so I'm talking till that time you can download it. Okay, so download it. VS Code, I've given the link. So why this is very good? See, first thing, it has got a lot of shortcuts and all. Okay, so shortcuts like this. If I give this like this, not, and yeah, Atom is also good. You can do it, but Microsoft is soon going to stop its development because Atom is also owned by Microsoft now. Atom is very heavy also. I find it is way too heavy than VS Code, and any company you'll go, they'll use VS Code. Everybody uses VS Code. Nobody uses Atom nowadays. So this is there, and see what I just did. This is why I like VS Code, and this is there in Atom also. Means every code editor it will there. Let me show again. I did this shift and not. HTML got some structure. Shift and not I do, and then I will have press tab. So this will give me all of the HTML structure. The HTML structure it will give me all of the HTML structure. I will tell what is this HTML structure also now. But this first thing is that, and we can remove this meta. Meta is nowadays not used that much, so we can remove this meta. Meta is something, means it used to be used by Google bot earlier, and a lot of marketing people used to use it, but nowadays it is not required. So the first thing is that it is telling that it is a doc type HTML. So what is this doc type HTML? So doc type HTML means that it is HTML version 5. See, HTML is governed by a committee known as W3C, which is of course which sits in the US. Every technology company committee and everybody sits in the US. Everything is invented by the US. So this sit in the US W3C committee, and they have released this doc type HTML in 2015. HTML5, which is known as HTML5. HTML has also got different versions. So the HTML5 is released in 2015. For that, you have to give it as doc type HTML. Before that, you have to give something else. Okay, and a long doc type you have to give. That is there. And then I have got something known as HTML language English. So everything starts like this and ends like this. Every tag is starting and ending. So HTML tag is also starting and ending. So HTML is like this, lang is English, and see it is starting and ending. Lang is English means the language will be English. There are something like lang fr and all. Sublime text is very bad. Please don't use. If you want to use, please use Atom. Sublime text have got issue. I also use Sublime text just for the backup. Just for the backup, in the sense I just open it somewhere else. But Sublime text is more lighter than VS Code, I agree, but it doesn't have this thing. This thing is very difficult in Sublime text. This extension thing is very difficult. It is almost impossible. It is only there in Atom and here. It is there, but it is very difficult to add extensions to Sublime text, which is one of the major benefit of VS Code and Atom also. Okay, so this is there. So after this, what I'm telling, okay, so there is a head tag is there. So head tag is there and a body tag is there, and everything is wrapped with HTML. So head tag means whatever the head. See, head tag has one of the very important thing known as title. This title is something which you are seeing here, the Visual Studio Code. Something like that will come from here. If I change it, it will be there. So I'll do HTML Basics here. Okay. Then in the body, I have the all these things. It might have been written somewhere. So it might have been written on the body. So it will be there in the body. So body have got a different type of tags, and HTML is nothing but the knowledge of this different type of tags. So H1 I'll have HTML crash course like this. I'll do H1. H1 is for heading. We are going to soon see all the tags, and then there is a P. P is known as paragraph. Okay, P is known as paragraph. So all this tag, H1 is known as heading, P is known as paragraph, and I'm going to tell about all of this tag. Again, a VS Code feature is like I can write something like lorem, and I can press the tab. I cannot teach in Hindi because a lot of people are connected from the south, and I want you all to become a developer. Okay, I want you all to become a developer, and for becoming a developer, you need English. That is a problem. In India also, it's a problem. You have to go and work in the south. Then what you are going to do? You have to go work in south, or if you suppose, okay, you say that I don't want to work in south, I want to work in my city only, and I'll be a developer, and I'll be a freelance developer. Yeah, very good. You have become a freelance developer. Then what? Are you going to do local projects? Local projects doesn't pay. US project pays. So do learn English. I don't talk in that much tough English, but you have to learn English. Okay, it is very important to learn English. Even if you become a freelance developer, you have to learn English. Without English, nothing is there. Okay, so that is there. Lorem I have typed, and just see lorem I have typed. What is this lorem? Lorem, and then I'll press the tab. And this is giving me dummy text. This text is known as dummy text. What is this dummy text? Dummy text is something which is used for a long time. It is past 200 years. Means this dummy text known as lorem ipsum is been used in the printing press. It has been used lorem ipsum. So why this lorem ipsum is been used? See, in printing press also sometimes the dummy printed they have to take. So this lorem ipsum is coming from that time, and it is here today also in the computer world. The lorem ipsum text, it is just a dummy text, and VS Code again gives a shortcut. You type lorem and then press the tab, it will do it. Okay, I've saved it. We have made a very simple website. But now where to see it? See, this is the code which the developer will see, but the front end person will see something like this. From where the front end person can see? Okay, so the front end person can see. Okay, where is it? Okay, so for the front end person to see this thing. Okay, so I have created the folder here, HTML basic. I'll go inside it. See, you can see that index.html file is there. Okay, so I'll double click on it, and okay, and it is showing somewhere else. Okay, my default browser is Chrome and it is like this. So anyway, it's okay. So it will open like this, and the file like this. You double click it, it will open in your default browser. It will open like this, and it will show like this. Okay, so what if I create another, means I create another p tag and write lorem 10. I am typing only lorem 10. It will give me a small. I'll save it, but it is not reflected here anymore. Okay, it is not reflected. Where is it? To see this thing, I have to do this refresh. I have to do this refresh every time. And this is not a developer way to do this refresh every time. So for this, we have very good, nice extension. Someone was asking about the extension. So you have to, in the VS Code, you have to come down here and do this here. And you have to come here in the extension tab. And then a lot of extensions will be there. So you have to add one extension. So I have also recently done, and nowadays VS Code comes with a lot of extensions, but you have to install the live server extension. So you have to search like live, and live will search. This will open this extension live server, and you have to enable it. Okay, enable it, and it will show the extension. Okay, so that is done. And someone is asking all the other extensions which I have. So I don't have many other extensions nowadays. Auto rename is there. Some from React I have this Copilot thing. I have an intent rainbow and live server and style component. I have not much. I have. So what is the benefit of this live server? See, this live server, when you install this live server, I'll go right click and I can do open with live server. or there is a go live button will also come here down. So I'll do this go live button, and it will open everything in this. So everything will open here. So a sort of something, and 127, you don't need to understand what is this 127 and all these things, it will open. So but what is this? So the thing is that this is live. If I do something like this, delete it and do a control S, see what will happen. It is not there anymore. But if I come back here, it is still there because I have to manually refresh it. So that is the benefit of live server. Okay, that is the benefit of live server. So this is how we do it with the live server, and we are going to use live server only from now onwards so that it doesn't waste much time. And everyone, please do, you have to install this live server. Nothing much to install. You install at least this live server for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay. So that is there, and then we've already seen the structure of the HTML. What is the structure I've told? So HTML, as I've told, HTML is all about learning about different tags, and I'm going to teach you about different tags. Okay, there are more than 1,000 tags, but you don't have to learn a lot. I know a lot of people who are stuck in HTML for six months. You don't have to stuck in HTML for 6 months. It is just a 2 days thing. I will teach you for 1 hour, one hour, and after that you can just practice it a bit for 1 day, and 1 or 2 days. It is more than enough, even if you're not from an IT background. If you're not from an IT background, the problem is that the problem which you face is that which I have seen, because I teach a lot of people from non-IT background, for people who have never touched a laptop as a developer. So I know those issues. I know those issues that it is sometimes very difficult to even create a file, even install VS Code. I know those pains. I know those pains because I've seen my students having those pains. Earlier I used to thought, okay, what the difference is there in an IT guy and a non-IT guy? But a person who has not touched a laptop in that way, an IT person does, I know those pains are there. People who are from non-IT background who are doing my paid course also, they sometimes they don't understand how to write this H1 and all. But I do help them. Means it is there, but you are there. Means anyone can be web developer. It is not like that. Only the privileged or the B computers can be. Anyone can become. Okay. So now we're going to learn about the tags. And if you are from a non-IT background, you have to practice a bit more. If some IT background person give 2 hours, you have to give 3 hours. You have to give 4 hours. But you can become. See, there is a story. Zoho means nowadays those kind of stories are all there. The Zoho security guard, he was 10th pass and he became a software developer there. Zoho is one of the biggest product-based company in the south. Okay, so he became a developer after he just told them, okay, I want to be a developer, teach me. And they taught him. In 2 years, he became a developer. He's now earning as a developer. So it is like that. So let us learn about the tags first. So HTML is all about learning about tags. So I will tell first about the H1 tag. Okay, heading tags. So the heading tags are a group of 6 tags. Okay, heading 1. See. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this 6 things are there, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I know Freshworks and Zoho. I know about all of them. Freshworks, Zoho. I was in a Bangalore-based company. I was in Bangalore for 4 years, so I know all those things. Okay, so this H1 to H6, H1 to H6 are there. So what are they? They're heading tags. H1 to H6 are heading tags, and so you can see the sizes are different. H1, the size is very big. H2 is a bit small. H3 is a bit small. H4 is a bit small. H5 is a bit small, and H6 is even smaller. Okay, H6 is even smaller. And so they're used for heading. They're used for giving the heading. H1 to H6 are given for heading, but mostly I've seen nobody goes below H4 because H5 and H6 are very small. So these are for heading. So you can see what I'm telling means everything which I'm telling means it is about tags. So now we're going to learn about tags, and that I'm going to tell all the important tags. Don't go beyond those tags. Then you will be in this HTML loop for a long time. So don't go beyond those tags. You will see some sites like W3C schools and all those things are there. So people are doing them for six months. I know those things. Okay, because student pings me a lot. I do a lot of counseling also of students. So this is their heading. And now before moving to the next tag, we are going to learn about something known as comment. Commenting we are going to learn. So heading tag is like that. And then I've written this thing, and then in your keyboard, I think most of you are using Windows only. So control and backslash you have to give. You have to select something, and then control and backslash you have to give. And for Mac, I'm using command and backslash. So control and backslash you have to give. And see, this is something like a heading. Something like it is shown in some this green kind of thing. Okay, and then I have to save. When I save it, it will be refreshed here. Just saving it, but it is not been shown here. So what is this? This is known as commenting. Why it is used? See, in the real projects, a lot of developers work. Not one developer will work. 10 developers will work on the same project. So in the code, they put this comment so that it is easy for the other developer to understand, and also for the same developer to understand when he comes back 2 months after seeing that code. So every programming language has some commenting thing. Even HTML has some commenting thing. So this is like this, and this will not show to the end user. This is something which the end user will see. This is the developer who will see. Okay, so this is like there. And now the next thing which we are going to learn is the paragraph tag. Paragraph tag. Again, I'll do this paragraph tag, and then paragraph tag also we have seen. So this P and lorem is paragraph. Save it. This is a paragraph, and I will give another P and lorem 10 maybe, and this is also paragraph. But there is one thing which I want to tell you. One thing. See, this heading tag, there are actually two categories of tags in HTML. One is known as block level element, one is known as inline element. So what is this? See, heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 5, heading 6 are there. So if you can see, there is a lot of space here. Heading 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 could have come in the same line. Why they're coming in a different line? Paragraph, this paragraph is here. This could have come here also. This thing could have come here also. Why it is coming in the next line? So it is coming in the next line because they are block level elements. So what is a block level element? So block level elements means they take their own line, and a bit of space will also be added. They will take their own line. They will take their own line. They are known as block level element, and there are some inline elements also, and that is something which we are going to learn next. Means most of the tags are block level elements. Some of them are inline. So let us learn about some of the inline. So inline tags, the first inline tag which you are going to learn is the link tag. It is also known as anchor tag. So these are those tags which you have seen in all the websites. All the websites, there are some link are there. You click on the link, you go to some website. So those links are there. Okay, so let us do that. Okay, so A, this goes by A, name of A, and this href is there. Skin is blur. I don't think skin. Okay, no, screen is not blur. So what you have to do, you have to go, there is some setting thing is there, and that setting thing, you do the quality as 720p. I am broadcasting at 720p. I know I am not broadcasting at your okay, I'm not broadcasting at 120p, but I'm broadcasting at 720p. Okay, 720p is quite enough. So please do that setting to 720p. Everyone who is seeing as blur, hope everyone is not seeing it as blur. I'm broadcasting at 720p, so you also can see it at 720p. Okay, let me write that thing. Change to 720p. Change to 720p. You are going to find it by default. What happens in mobile or somewhere you go, there is a data saver mode is there. So the data saver mode, do it at 144p. So that is very less. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so the link tag I'm telling. So link tag, what is this link tag? Link tag is used to give this comments and all. Okay, not comments, this links. So links you have seen in a site, you go and you give the link. So link tags are there. So like this, I'll do here. I'll do learn web development. Learn web development. I'll do, and then in the href is the thing in which you give the site name. Okay, site name. So like www.google.com, youtube.com, anything like that you can do. So I'll come here and do this thing told v, and see, I've given my own site, one of my blogging site I have given href like this, and then save it. I have saved it. Okay, so now what will happen? Now see this thing has been shown. Learn web development is been shown. If you're doing it for the first time, you'll see it as blue. I'm seeing it as purple because I visited this site 100 times. So if I visit some site, it become purple by default. So this learn web development is coming means this is coming. Learn web development is coming means this is coming. Okay, and then when I take my mouse over it, it will show me like this. And then if I click here, see, it will open my site. It will open my site like this. It will open my site in this way. Okay, so this is like this. It will open. So this is how you change. Okay, now I will go back and go back here. So there is one issue here. What is that issue? That issue is that it is opening in the same tab. So it is not a good user experience to open it in the same tab. Why it is not a good user experience? Because you're taking the user away from your site. So why will it come back to your site? So always you should, whenever I click, it should open in the new tab. So how to do that? We'll learn that. For that, I'll make another link tag, anchor tag, and this time what I will give, this YouTube video link only. And if you have not done it yet, please do it. Please do subscribe to my channel, and please do like this video so that it can reach to more people. Okay. Someone is asking something. Let me have to answer it. So what to type for comments, sir? Okay. So for comment, either you type anything and then you give this thing in the start and this thing in the end, or there is a shortcut like this. You select the complete thing. Like, let me show this thing again. I'll write link tag. I'll do this link tag. Select all of this thing by mouse, by taking my mouse like this, and then command or control and backslash at one time. It will give me link tag like this. Okay, so this is how do you give the comment. A comment are never shown to the end user. It is for the internal references only. Okay, so what I was telling that I'm going to create something which will open in a different tab, and for opening in a different tab I have to give this target equal to underscore, it is coming in here, underscore blank, target equal to underscore blank, the web dev. So target equal to blank, zoom it. I think it is at a very high zoom level. If you are telling about this HTML, which one you want to zoom? You want the code to be zoomed, or you want this to be zoomed? It's always better to see it on a laptop, but then also I'm also seeing it on a desktop, mobile, and all both. Whatever you want to zoom, I'll zoom it. If you want me to zoom this thing, it is always advisable not to zoom the browser, because then it do it from. If you want me to zoom this, I will zoom this. It will, although it will become very big for me, but is it okay now? Okay, so yeah, zoom the code. Maybe it is better to zoom the code. I will not going to zoom this thing because it will be very bad if I zoom this in. Okay, so yeah, code I have zoomed. I hope it is now much more better. Code I have zoomed. Okay, so that is there, and target equal to underscore blank I have given. Target equal to underscore blank. This, and I'll save it. See, a new thing is been created, a web dev, and this is a new YouTube link, so which I have not gone through yet. So that's why it is showing it as blue. And now there is a property known as target equal to blank I have given. So I will now click over it. See, it is opening in the new tab. It is opening here in the new tab. It is opening and opening the website. It is opening in the new tab. And this was opening in the same tab only. It is opening. That is the thing for which target equal to blank you should give, so that it can open in the new tab. And there is one more thing. If someone would have noticed it, that thing is that, see, this, both of this thing, anchor tags, both of these anchor tags are at the means same line, means two anchor tags are there, both of them are in the same line. Two p tags were there, but they were not in the same line. 6 h tags were there, but they were not in the same line. Why they're in the same line? Because there are inline element. So if you give 10 a tags also, they will be sit one after the another in the same line till the line is over. So then also it will be like that. So they are inline elements. That's why they sit one after the another in the same line. So that is about inline tag. So that is done. Now the next thing which we are going to learn is about the list tag. Okay, list tag we are going to learn. Okay, so list tag, the two list tags are there. One is a UL, and UL is known as unordered list. UL is known as unordered list. Okay, so if I do this unordered list and save it, see this item 1 2 3. So this dot is coming. This is known as unordered list. So I'll copy this. There is something known as ordered list also. OL, ordered list. See the difference. Ordered list 1 2 3 4 will be shown. 1 2 3 4 is shown. If I can increase this also, like if I do it like 5, if I do it like 5, save it, so the number will increase, here the dot will increase. So this is known as list tag. Okay, and they are also used a lot. Okay, so after the list tag, we are going to learn about the table tag. Okay, table tag is, although it is not that much used, but it is, you should know it a bit. Okay, table tag sometimes is not that much. If you don't understand anything, just leave it, because it is a list of a lot of tags. And after this I am going to teach form tag. Form tag is very important. You should know the form tag. Okay, so table tags I'll do, and then here the table tag is wrapped by table, well, of course, and it is create the table, and table have got two part, t head and t body. T head and t body it has got. And then I'll have in the table head we have tr is there, and tr means table row, and here I'll have a table head. After this tr, I have a table head which is like name, age, email, history I have, and in the table body I can have a data. So if I give like this much only, see name, age and email is been done like this. Now we'll have a table body. Okay, in the table body what we'll have is a tr, and here I'll have a td. Again I have something, tr means table row, th means table head, td means table data. Okay, so td means table data. So here I will have the data. Three data are there: name, age and email. Okay, so these three things are there, and we can have multiple rows in the table body. Table head we will have only this thing, so we can have multiple rows like this. Now let us change the data. Please do fill the attendance form as our admin is telling. Please do fill it. Thanks Abdul for admin, being the admin. Okay, so this is like this, and okay, so this is like the name, age and email, and this is the table rows. So this is how it is done. Okay, this is how it is done. Okay, so, and I know it is a lot of tags, and that's why I'm telling you table is used but not that much used. You can have those nice pricing tables and all those things with this table tag. The table, and this table head is there. In the table head the table row is there, and table body also a lot of table rows are there, but here it is known as th, and because of this th it is this border is coming. See, one thing more, without css html is very ugly. It will be really ugly without css. See, this is not how the websites look. You might be saying that it is very ugly, because without css html gives the structure only. Styling and all you will get from your CSS only. See, you might have seen a lot of pricing tables, like this will cost this much, this will cost this much, and this will cost this much. Okay, so what is there? Okay, so that all comes from CSS. This HTML is not means HTML, it will not look very good. It will just give the structure. Okay, so that is there. Now we are going to learn about a very important tag known as forms tag. Why forms are very important? Forms are important part here also. I am going to cover them again when I am going to do the CSS also. I'm going to cover it again. Okay, so and maybe JavaScript, I don't know how much I'm going to cover right now, because JavaScript who want to learn, they can learn from I will give a JavaScript playlist. They can learn from that, because JavaScript I have just completed on my channel. Live I have completed. Next month also JavaScript will be there. Okay, so that is there. And I will try to means you have to fill a second form also, which will be given at around 5:30 p.m. or 5:40, sometime around that. And once this live is over, it is very difficult to get back this live. Okay, you're not going to get back this. You are going to get this video, but this live chat actually it will come back tomorrow. Live chat, you will not see any content of the live chat. Even after this is over, you're going to see this video. So you have to be here, then only you can fill this thing. So this is something which YouTube have made, and which is a good thing. So this so only the people who are attending live, they can get. So YouTube had made sure that only you can do this thing. Okay, so now we're going to look into form tag. But before looking into form tag, what is there? See, I have come up I have come down and very down, so I need some space here. So before moving to form tag, we are going to see two more tags, very small tags. One is known as HR, that is known as horizontal rule. What does this tag do? It creates this line. Horizontal rule. And now I will tell another tag is there, which is known as BR. The BR is there. See here, after this, see there here. I will save it. See, a space has been formed. This is known as BR. So even our form, which I'm going to create it within a HR and a BR, so that we have something is that, because form is the most important tag which I'm going to teach now, form tag. So we'll have something like this, and inside this only we are going to create the form tag. Okay, form tag is also like form. Form will be there. Okay, form will be there, and inside the form everything will be there. Okay, and form tag is about learning about those different elements. So form tags, we have a lot of input tags, and input tags always comes with a label. Okay, can't we call it a column? What we can call it a column? I'm not getting. Bhagyavan. Okay, I'm not getting what you are telling. Can't we call it a column? If you're talking about this thing, this is a column. TD, yeah, means column means, yeah, we can call it a column. Yeah, it is a column. TD is a column. TD is a but all these things are like keywords. You have to do TD only. You cannot have anything. Tag for column we can use. What is a tag for column? But I don't know the tag for column. I have never used a tag for column. Okay, I have never used a tag for column. TR is table row. TR is known as table row. There might be something like, I don't know that much, because I don't go that much deep into HTML. You are also not required to go that much deep into HTML. Like TR, maybe there might be something is there. You can go and check the W3C site, okay, on your own. But TR is known as table row. Okay, TR is known as table row. Why it is known as table row? Because it's a row. Row is always from left to right. Row is like this only. Row is from left to right. Left to right is known as row. Column is from top to down. Okay, column is for top to down. Okay, row is always from left to right, and it is different from a row which you have in school. Row is always left to right. Okay, so okay, enough of that thing. So we are going to learn about form tag, because form tag is very important. And form tag, we have a lot of input tags in form, and they always come in combination with a label. So we are going to do that, and we have label, and label I'll write as name, and I'll have input input type text, and name equal to name. Similar to this, I will have age, and is of type number, and name is of age. I'll explain what is all of these things. I'll explain what is all of these things. Okay, so name is the level. See, always there are inputs are there. So input tags always comes in combination with the label. So this input tag belongs to this label. This input tag belongs to this label. And I have written name. I've written name here. So name is coming here. And then this is the input type text. So what is input type text? And what is the name equal to name? So all the input tags, you have to make them unique. Means so there is a name attribute is there which you have to give, and you can give anything here. See, name attribute, I have given name. Here I have given it as age. So that is the input type text. Means I can write anything here. I can write anything here. I can write anything in here. Age, input type number. It is for number fit. So whenever you give age, it is number. So age number I can write like this. A number I have this nice thing. I can click on it and I can increase it. So this is input type number. And this is all label in input. And one thing to notice here is that everything is inline element. Label is also inline, input is also inline. So everything is coming in one line only, just like this. Everything is coming in one line. So this is what it is all about. And now I don't want it to come to the same line. So if we were doing some CSS, it would have been very easy to do this, but we're not doing CSS right now as of yet. Maybe around 4:30 or sometime we will start the CSS. So how to make, I want this name and this age to be in different lines. How to do that? So there is something known as okay, there is something which is known as div. Div is something which is a block level element. Div means something a block level element. Block level, it is a block level. You see this lot in HTML code. There's div. You're going to see a lot. And inside this div, I will move this first thing. Okay, I'll move this first, and I will have another div. Inside that div, I'll move this. Okay. Now I'll save it. Now you'll see. Now you'll see both of them are coming in different lines, but both of them are very close. Both of them are just close, very close. Okay, both of them very close. I don't want it like this. I can wrap it in another div, but I'll do a br. Okay, br. And those who are, I see a lot of people watching it here, so please do like this video so that it can reach to more people and they can join it and they can also become a web developer like you. Please do like this video. Okay, so if you're not liked it yet. So this is there, and name and age. So name and age. So now a br means break row. A break row have come, and so there is a space is there. Okay, now we are going to learn some other things also here, and everything we are going to wrap it in a we'll have a br, and we'll have a div. After this, we are going to have this. Okay, so the next thing which we are going to learn is something known as text area. We have both these things. Now we are going to learn as text area. So this, you might have guessed that why forms are very important, because forms are everywhere. In facebook.com you go, you have to enter it with the register form, login form, post is also a form. The exams which also you give, online exam, many of you might have given online exams. So this check boxes, multiple answer questions are also a form. How they create it, we are going to learn now. How those multiple check boxes are created, we are going to learn now. Okay, so let us see some more things which are very important here. So the first thing which we are going to see is the text area. Okay, label is like message, and then text area. Text area always. Okay, one more thing, input boxes don't have an ending tag. See, most of the thing in HTML have an ending. Text area also have an ending, but input doesn't have an ending. So the text area name equal to message. So it has come outside, I don't know why. So name equal to message, I'll do, save it. So see, what is this text area? This text area is like a longer form of a text. So this is a text. So it is like this. So you can have multiple lines here in the text area. Okay, So after this, we are going to learn about the drop down. So drop downs are again very important. So let us know about the drop down. And I'm going to have, and div I'm going to have, and then label I'm going to have, and in the label I'll have favor right color is there, and then I'll have a select I'll have, and so what we're creating right now, we're creating drop down. So drop down, you all might have seen. Drop down is very common thing. Okay, in every site you have seen a drop down, but all the things you are seeing right now are very ugly because we are using only HTML. So everything will be very ugly. So here I'll have the name of color. See, everywhere I'm having this name. Why I'm having this name? So that everything can be unique. This is mandatory sort of. So now I'll have this options of value is red, value is blue, value is green. I'll save it. So inside this select, I will need to have this option tag. So what is this option tag? Option tag, and what is this red, blue, and green? So see this red, blue, and green. I can now click and select anything. Red, blue, or green. I can select any of them. Red, blue, or green. So this is about a drop down. So but what is this value, and why is this is like red and all? So whatever I'm writing here, maybe instead of red, what I'm going to write, I'm going to write color. I'm going to write red color, blue color, green color. Whatever I write here, it will come here. It will come here. Then what is this value? See, a form is generally submitted to the backend. So backend is also something which I teach later on, but which it will be very early for some people who is just coming into web development or seeing my broadcast, because they are seeing my this live stream, because this is for people who are from non-IT background also. So backend is something. See, when you go to, let me explain it like this. When you go to Facebook and you enter your login and the password, and Facebook, then after that it remembers your login and ID. How it remembers? Because that is saved in some database. You all might have heard that in some Facebook database in the US, it is saved. Your login ID, login credentials, and all those things are saved there, and all of your posts are also saved there. So that is how social network was. So something is saved somewhere. So to save somewhere, we need a form. So they need a form, and this form also I will fill all the data. Then what to do with the data? So I have to save it somewhere. So when I'm going to save it in the database, this value comes into picture a lot. This value is like red, blue, green. These things are there, red, blue, and green. So this will go to the backend or database, and it will be saved like that. It will not save this red color and all this blue color and all this, but it will save this value. And that's why it is very important. And this is how the drop down works. So now the next thing which we are going to learn is we are going to continue the form only, because as I told, form is one of the most important thing of a website or web app, anything you can say. So we are going to learn about two more kind of things in the forms, and I'm also going to tell you to learn a bit from WCDC site, but what to learn I'm going to tell. Okay, so here I'm here, and then div is there, and then here br is there, break row, and then div I have again. Now we are going to look into something known as the checkboxes. Get multiple answer questions, which I was telling in the online test. You get all the online test, you go and give them multiple question answers. The click is there. The tick mark is there. That is known as checkbox. So let us have some checkbox. So I'll have H4. What do you want? So this is actually used to take multiple inputs from the user. Okay, H4. Then input type is not text, type is checkbox, and name is bike. Going outside again. Name is bike. Value is bike. Value is again here required, and I will have a label after it. See, I can have a label after the input also. Label is bike. Similar to this, I will have checkbox. It is and input of checkbox. Now see here what has happened. What do you own? bike or car, and this square bracket is there. If I click here, so bike is selected. If I click here, car is selected. Both of them I can select, both of them. This is very important. I can select both of them, car and bike. I can select both of them, car and bike. Both of them I can select. It is not like one of them I can select. I can select both of them here. Okay, this is how it is working in checkbox, and that's why I was telling in the multiple question answer. If you have 4 options, you can select all of 4, or none of them, or 1 or 2, like this. So this is used a lot in online exams. Online exams, you get question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and some of them will have this thing like that. And in online exams, sometimes you have like true and false also, where you can enter only one of them, and they are done by something known as checkboxes. Checkboxes are used to take only one input from the user, and not radio boxes. Radio boxes are used to take one input from the user. This is checkbox. Checkbox is used to take multiple input from the user. Now we are going to look into checkbox, radio boxes. Okay, so radio box is obvious, means suppose something like gender. Gender cannot be multiple. We have to take it through radio only. So I'll do a br, and I'll do a div, and I'll do a h4 as gender. Okay, no problem. You got this. You can come back anytime. Anyways, this will be on my YouTube. You can go and look through it multiple times. Okay, so you can get the concept. Okay, the input type is the radio. Input type is radio, and name equal to gender. Again, this going out something. Name is gender, and value is equal to male, and label is male. So this is there. Name is gender, and name is gender. Okay, one thing is very important here. Name is gender. Okay, I will come back to that. Female. Save it. See now what is happening. Gender is male, female, and other, and I can click on it. I am clicking on it. Male is selected. I'm clicking on female. Male is getting deselected. Other, this is good. So you can enter one thing only. Here I can enter both of those things. So this is the difference between a checkbox and readbox, and all of you might have used. It is not like that anyone who have filled anything, any form it has filled, means any government form, anything you have filled, they use this thing. So this radio boxes and check boxes, both of them they have used, but now you're creating it. So this is how it has been created. Okay, so that is a wonderful thing, means how easily you can create this thing. So one thing is different in a checkbox and a radio is that this name you're seeing here, name I have given gender for all of them. Name I have given a bike and car. So when it will be given to the backend, when it will be sent to the backend, it will be sent as a different entity, like a bike and a car is like a different. But when the gender has been sent, it is sent as a one entity. That's the reason the name should be same in the radio boxes. Name is always gender. Here the name is different, but here the name is gender. So this is the difference between this. Okay, so we have done a lot. Now, what is the next thing which we are going to do? So a form is there, but you need to submit the form. So how to do the submit the form? So submit a form, we generally need a button. We generally have a button thing to submit a form. So we'll come here, and after this we'll have a input type of submit and value of send. Save it. I should have a BR here also. See, this a button has been created, known as a send button. A send button has been created here, and this send button is here. So what I can do here in the send button, I can click here, and the form is getting submitted. Okay, when I will click here, quickly see what happened. It got refreshed, and all the data is gone. This is something which happens with which if you have a button inside a form, it submits the data, and this is some behavior which we don't means like it to be there. Okay, this is something which okay, Okay. So yeah, second Google form is not submitted. Will not be submitted now. Will not be given. It will given a bit later. Okay. So the live chat will always be there. You open this thing again. So someone is asking me this. So you always come back. Live chat will be enabled right now. It will be enabled right now. It is not like that. It will not be enabled. It will be enabled. So input type submit and value submit. It's create a value is here. It is different. Whatever you give the value, it will create it here. So this is how you create a button. This is a type of a button. Okay. And before moving forward, I want to tell one more thing. So there is something which you should always see there are, I've shown a lot of things, shown a lot of input types and all these things I've done in a form tag, but form tags is still a lot of things needed to be learned. So if you want to learn a bit more, and you should learn a bit more also, as I've told you, you should not learn everything from W3C school. What is W3C school? This is a very famous site to learn HTML, CSS and all. So you search HTML tutorial, most probably the first site is the W3C school will be open, like this HTML, this thing will be open. And now if I come here, a lot of these things are there. And if you're going to go through this, it will take you around 2 to 3 months to complete it. And there are a lot of confusing things also. And you will not learn HTML and all. So that's why I always tell not learn from here, but learn from what I'm teaching. Okay. So then there is something known as input types. This thing I want you to learn from here. This thing you should always learn from it, because see what happened, HTML has gone through a lot of changes in 2015. A lot of things were added in HTML in 2015. So what happened in 2015, all of these input types, a lot of input types are added. And there are some very, very good input types. You will be amazed with something like let me show some of them. Okay. Input type date is there. See, the whole calendar is coming from HTML. You don't need any earlier we used to require a JavaScript thing here, but the whole calendar is coming from here. So that's why I want all of you people to go through this link, whoever want to become a web developer. Okay, so they should go through this link. Let me paste this link everywhere. Okay, so go through this link and learn from here. Go through this link and learn from here, and only this thing. Okay, nothing else. So then we are done with the forms. Now the next thing which we are going to learn is, so in the forms we have seen one thing. We have seen this input type. It was creating a button, but we can create a button by our own also. How to create a button on our own? So after this form tag and this HR and all, so because see this coming so down, so I need more of them. So we have something known as a button also. We have, so button tag is there, and then click me, save it. See, this button has been created, like click me, this button has been created. And now what is the difference? So this is a button, input type submit also creates a button, but inside the form tag. This is a normal button. See, if I click here, see this closely, this it will refresh it. It is refreshing it. If you click here, nothing will happen. See, all the button functionalities are added by JavaScript. All the button, JavaScript uses that only. All the button functionality and all of these things are added with JavaScript. So now the next thing which we are going to learn is the image tag. We're going to learn the image tag. So what is in fact the last thing in HTML which we're going to learn is the image. So any website is really ugly without images. So we are going to add a very good image here. So, but again, with HTML, there are very less things are available in the image. So I'm going to do unsplash.com, and I'm going to have a stop setup. I'm going to have unsplash.com. All the images are okay. I'll take this one, and maybe I will take it a bit like medium. So see, this image has been done here, and I'll come here and I'll open it. Okay, I'll go to the download folder and here, so it is opened here. So in here, my HTML basics. Okay, the HTML basics also, I'll create a new folder known as images. Okay, from here also I'll go to these images, I'll go to my download and I will copy this and I'll paste this here. And I don't want such a big name, I want only like this name, and splash.jpg is more than enough. Okay, so this is there, and if I come back, I have an images folder, I have this image here, images folder, I have this, and I have this image folder. Now I will show this image. Okay, so we are going to learn about the image tag. So I will come here after this horizontal rule and all, I'll come here and break row and do, and here I will have a image tag. Image tag has been done by image tag, and it has got two attributes. One is the source, another is the alt. So what is the source? In the source you have to give the exact the image part. So my image is at images slash and splash.jpg. This is my path. What is the alt? Alt you have to, I will tell what is alt. So let me take this computer here, save it. See my big image is, so the image is very huge, so it is so huge that scroll has been shown. It is not looking good also, it's so huge. So now even if you're going there, means how to fix it and all. We cannot do much fixes with HTML because more of the fixes are done with the CSS only. So what is this means alt tag? I want to tell what is this alt tag. Alt tag is something, this if this image is not available, then only this alt tag will be shown. So why this image will not be available? See, suddenly you are watching it in your mobile. Most of the people in India accesses any website through mobile. See, after you create this nice website, what you are going to do? You are going to buy a GoDaddy thing, and you are going to post this HTML there so that the world can view your website. So that the world can view your website. And if you views your website and suddenly the internet connection goes away, and the website was in the process of getting loaded, and images takes the most number of time to get loaded, and the image was getting loaded, trying to get loaded, and it was not loaded, then what? Then this computer thing will be shown. But why suddenly the internet connection go away? Nowadays we have such a reliable geo connections. Okay, no, I cannot do this in Hindi. A lot of people from south also get connected. Okay, it's not possible. I do sometimes, I take my classes, means classes maybe, if a lot of people are there. So that is like this. I've told this earlier also. Okay, to get a job you need to have a command on this language, only that thing is required. Okay, so sorry, I cannot take. So okay, so what I was telling, so this image tag is there. So suddenly, see, suppose what will happen, suppose suddenly the internet goes away, even with our superior geo network. Suppose you're going by train and suddenly you go through a tunnel, and the internet connection goes away. It goes away even with geo. Then what will happen? Then this will all thing will be loaded. Okay, so right now I cannot disconnect my internet connection to show this thing because all of this thing will go away. So what I'm going to do, maybe I'm a developer who made some mistake like this, save it. There is no image like this. See, this computer has been shown. Now you are seeing this computer has been shown at the end. The computer has been shown. Now save it. So again, this has been shown. So that is there. And as I told, this is a very big image. I'm not liking it. So this image is not even coming in. So how to fix it? There are very few ways to fix it in this image. Okay, so one way is like this, width is equal to 300 and height is equal to 200. So we don't have access to a lot of things at 300 and 200. I'll make it and I will save it, and see, this thing will be done with 300 and 200. Okay, and it is just done. See, one more thing I want to tell. If you go to my channel is like, you'll see one of the main logo of my channel is to help you to become a highly paid web app developer. So to become a web app developer, sorry, I forgot to tell that at the beginning. I will include it in my session from now on. To become a web app developer in India, you need to have command over the English language. You can be a local website developer with Hindi, but then you will be very local. You will not get any US clients. US clients are the one who pays a lot of money. If you want to become a very big freelancer, very good freelancer, earning 50,000 a month, maybe 50,000 a month, is very easy. I know people who earn a crore a year, freelancers. So if you want to be, you have to get US clients. For US clients, you need to have command over English. A little bit command is also okay. So you can communicate that then to them or freelancer.com. If you want to work in India, most of you are not going to become a freelancer. Most of you are going to work for a company. You will not get a job because in India you need to go and work in the south. Those who don't know, all the IT is located in south only. At south, nobody understands Hindi. What are you going to do then? So that is there, and even I will not be able to help anyone, means but if you want to learn web development, see, you are not understanding this thing. So there are some very good channels out there, but they don't do live thing and all those things. Like I think there is a technical Thapa challenge is there. Channel is there. Technical Thapa, very good channel. You can learn from that channel. Very good channel. Technical Thapa. I really like what that guy is doing. Technical Thapa. Code with Harry is also one of the channel. Okay, so they are very good channel. Okay, but you should have a command over the language, which I am telling. Okay, width is 300 and height is 200. Because 2 days back only I was talking to one of my I help people to get development. I have my paid courses also, so I was talking to one of our partner who places everyone. So he was telling that even before the technical knowledge, all the HR have told me that the communication knowledge should be very good, or else it is very difficult to give people a job. Even if you cannot say like, okay, I will not go to the south, I'll work in Delhi, I will work in Bhopal, I will work in Indore, all those places. No, you cannot get there also. You will be kicked out in the first round itself. Okay, so it is like that. It does, because they also have all the US clients. All over the world, the development is done in India only. There are too many development things. It's not that much difficult to learn. Please do learn English, and it is a must for a development career. So I should mention that from the next time onwards. That is also something which you have to know, because I have kept many interns also. One of them was from a village in Madhya Pradesh. Very bad English, but he had gone to Bangalore. He found it very difficult to get a job without English, and then he was an engineering graduate, but then he learned English somehow, and now he is working there in Bangalore. One of my intern. Okay, so enough of that talk. So let us go ahead, and now HTML is done. Actually, we are done with HTML. So what we are going to do now? We are going to do now CSS. As I told, HTML took us 1 hour, but HTML is something which I teach completely. CSS, I don't teach completely. I only touch the surface of CSS and JavaScript in this class, because CSS and JavaScript takes around each of them take around 5 to 6 hours to teach. CSS I teach live on my channel every month, first week of every month, 8:30 p.m. IST to 9:30 p.m. IST in the night, Monday to Friday. But CSS week is already over. Why? Because see, this is what week. This is like I taught CSS on starting from 31st January to 4th. Now this week I have already taught JavaScript, and next week I'm going to teach React, and next week after that I'm going to teach Next.js. First 3 weeks are very important to become a web app developer, which I specializes in making people. I've told earlier also that watching my YouTube videos only and following whatever I tell, a mechanical engineer have become a developer in a startup. So you can also become a developer. Like second attendance sheet will be given at 5:30, not now. This is only halfway through the class. Okay, not so early it will be given. It won't begin before 3:30. Okay, so let me mention that. Okay, not before 5:30 p.m. because this is going on. Okay, this will go on more than 1 hour more. Okay, so let us learn about CSS now. So I'm going to teach a fair bit of CSS, But fair bit of CSS means not going to teach everything about CSS. Okay. How to make a web accessible for everyone? So to make the web accessible for everyone, there is no something. This is a very good question. There is something known as accessibility. Web accessible for everyone. There is something known as accessibility that you have to do, so that web can be accessible to anyone. So that I'm not going to teach much in detail, so that you can learn. So that is not accessibility. So some of the tags are there, like the header tag, section tag, all those tags you have to use. There are some very good tools are there which you can see, and then it will become accessible. So if you give this tool, so let me answer this question, because this is a very good question. So what happens if you use there is something known as semantic HTML. If you use a semantic HTML, so what happens? So see, suppose a blind person come to the website. So blind person also sees the website and all. They also see. So they have a special software known as screen reader. They have this screen reader, and they will nowadays the voice command is also there. So they will say to the computer, open google.com or open something. Open a news site, like open asktak.com or something like that. And that will be opened. And then the screen reader will read everything from that site. But that can read only from the site if you use the semantic tags. So semantic tags are very important. It is very important in the US and other places to use semantic tags. In India, it is not that much important, but yeah, you should use semantic tags. Okay, so now we are going to start with CSS. What is CSS? CSS, you see, this all things which I have created is very ugly. CSS is used to give the styles. If you used to create everything like this, it would be very ugly. In fact, HTML was created in 1993 and CSS was created in how to link our web page to Google. I don't got it. How to link your web page to Google and what? You cannot link your web page to Google. How can you link your web page to Google? I told about the link tag. That link tag you can give here google.com. What else you can do? You have to host your website in GoDaddy and all. That I'm not going to teach right now. How to host your website in GoDaddy and all. You have to buy a domain and host your website in Google. Not Google, GoDaddy and all. Then Googlebot will come sometime. If your website become, there are billions of websites in the world. There is no way that Googlebot will come to your website so early. If it get the traffic, then the Googlebot will come. Then Google will know about you. Okay. That is how it is there. Okay, so now we are going to start with CSS. So CSS is for styling, and as I told, internet actually started in 1993 with HTML only. There was no CSS. So early part of the internet was very ugly. Early sites you are going to see, it is very ugly. So but later on, what happens, the CSS got added and sites started becoming very beautiful. So now I'm going to see this 4 times thing. So actually I want to start the CSS now. Okay. So for that, I'll dispose this. This is how you disconnect it, because I'm going to now do the CSS, and I have to start the CSS. So I'll start a new window like this, because this will already be there. And now I have this thing. I'll create a, like the HTML basic, I'll create a new folder, CSS Basics. I'll create. Now again I am going to drag it and drop it here, so it will be open, and then like this, CSS Basics. And now again CSS need to have a HTML. Okay, so index dot HTML I'm going to do, and then so like the HTML, we have a CSS file also, and that file is like style.css. Style.css is the style file. So index.html, again I'm going to do the same thing like this. I'll create a index.html. I don't need the and all, and CSS. No, I'm not going to tell about iframe, because iframe is a very advanced topic for most of the people out here, and most of the people are doing very basic. Iframe is not used that much also. Iframe is something in this website, you can have another website. So I'm not going to tell about iframe. Yeah, so you can search about iframe. It is there in the W3 sites. You can easily go and check what is an iframe. Okay. So in iframe you can open some other site also. So we don't have time for the iframe and all. Okay, so this is the CSS basics. So now how I am going to connect this with a CSS. This CSS file is there. How I'm going to connect it. So first let us have a h1 as CSS crash course. Have CSS crash course I'm giving. Now if I have to go live first, so I will go live, and this one I'll refresh. So the CSS crash course is being shown. Again, it is showing as a ugly black and white. So I want to style it. So I will go here and I will write the. So this is how CSS has been written. So as I've told the CSS, I'm going to teach a lot of CSS, but not complete CSS because we don't have time. You can, I'll give the playlist through which you can see the CSS which I have done, because CSS live will be done next month only during the starting of the month. So h1, I've done the h1 and maybe the color as blue. So this is how you give CSS. You target some tag, h1, and then in a curly bracket you give the color as blue. So color is like this property. You can give a lot of things. Color is blue. You give, save it, but it is not showing. Why it is not showing? It is not showing because we have not linked it. The HTML file have to be linked with the CSS file. So to link it, we have to have a link tag, link, and red styles it, and href. So this is how you do. Href will be the whatever the name of this file is there. Save it. So see, now it is of blue color. So now it is of blue color. So this is how you go do CSS in websites. Okay. So now this CSS is there. Now let us have something more also. S3 and best place to learn CSS. Save it. So S3 will come like this, and then I'm going to have a P and lorem. I'm going to save it, and it has been done like this. Lorem is done by this. Okay, so this is how it is done. Now the next thing which we are going to do is the colors in CSS. We are going to learn about colors in CSS. The colors are very important, so we are going to learn about that, or else everything is like this black and white. So the colors about CSS, actually there are 4 methods to give colors in CSS, and we are going to learn about all the 4 methods there. So let me take all of you to 2 sites. Name. One is this site, and let me, one is this side. Okay. So the first way to give color in CSS is by the color name. See, like blue you are seeing. So there are actually 140 color names in HTML5. There are 140 color names, only 140. The main thing is that only 140 color names are there. But actually before 2015, there were only 30-40 color names. But now, right now, there are 140 color names. After 2015, a lot of things are added in HTML and CSS. So like this Indian red, and all of these are very good color name. Dark red, pink, hot pink, orange, khaki, dark magenta, light green, dark green, cyan, and all these very good color names are there. And you can give anything. But you might have noticed that 140 color names are not enough in today's world. 140 color names is very less in today world. 140 color names are very less. In any world, it was not enough. So what we have to have this color name, we've actually got 3 different methods to give this color name. Okay, so the site is not responsive. So this is there. So the 3 different colorways are known as hexa, HSL, and RGB. So these are the 3 different colors way. Hexa, HSL, and RGB are the 3 different ways to give the color. Okay, so what is this hexa? So first thing which we will learn about is the hexa, which is the oldest way to give the color, and it is there from 1995 when the CSS came into picture. So you have to give this hash and give the code. So what is this code? This is a hexa code. Why this is a hexa code, and what is a hexadecimal code, by the way? See, you all might have learned in 7th or 8th class that what is there, like there are 4 or 5 forms of numbers you can take. 0 to 9, which is the decimal number system which we all follow, is of base 10. Binary, which the computer understand, is of base 2, which is 0 and 1. Then there is some Roman numerals are there that I don't know what the base is there. And then there is something known as hexadecimal. All of you might have learned, but I forget it. Hexadecimal is of base 16. So it has got that 0 to 9 decimal numbers also is there, 0 to 9. Plus it has got A to F also. So you might see the C and something like that here. So A to F is also there. So it is a base 16. So you can hold more colors in that. When you can hold more colors in it, so that is much more superior than a decimal. So that's why CSS people have taken this, so that if that can hold million, this can hold billions of colors. Base 16 is more than base 10. So, but then also, what is this? Why is this of 6 digits are there? So it is having 6 digit. 6 digits is a pair of 3 digit. So first 2 are for red, second 2 are for green, and third 2 are for blue. Why these 3? Because a human eye can see only red, green, and blue color, or a combination of it. All the colors which the human eyes can see, they are a combination of red, green, and blue color. This is a color made for humans. Some other animals are there, they can see some other colors also, but humans cannot see more than that. Okay, so yeah, okay, that is good. Okay, so this is anyways you can get from anywhere, but I will send this link. Okay, so this is the link. Okay, so this first 2 are red, second 2 are green, and third 3 are blue. You don't have to understand much of theory, but this is a very interesting theory to tell, so that's why I'm telling. So it is like this. You can just go to this, because you cannot memorize billions of colors. You can go through and color picker. So this is a color picker, and you can choose it from here. So what I'm going to choose, I'm going to give the background a different color, and I'm going to use this code. So I'm going to take it like a light color in the background. So like this color I'm going to take. I will copy it, and then this body you're seeing, see this whole body, I'm going to change the color. So I'll come here and I'll do the body of background color is like this is there. So save it. Now if I come back here, see the background color is like this, pink color is there, background color is this sort of a pink color. So now we are going to learn about the other color way to give. It is the RGB. RGB stands for red, green, and blue. So as I told, human eye can see red, green, and blue. So we are directly giving the code for red, green, and blue. Again, you don't need to memorize anything. It is always be here only. So what color I will give? I'll give the H3 color, like the color I'll give as like from the RGB I'll give, and RGB I will give it something like maybe this color I'll give purple kind of, but I'll give a dark color because it will not show good. Give it a very dark color, and I'll select this and save it. Now see, I'll come, see this is becoming something like a purple or something is there. So this is RGB. Now the next thing I'm going to give the P and that color. Okay, color I will give that one. So that is known as a HSL. HSL stands for hue, saturation, and lightness. It is a bit complicated to explain. Also, saturation and lightness stand for the saturation which we might have seen on TV, and lightness stand for lightness. And hue is actually the color. This 310 is the color, but it takes from a spherical format. It takes from a 3D view, so it takes from there. But it is very difficult to understand. Means tell how it takes. It is a bit scientific. So that this 310 values from there. Again, the thing is that you don't have to learn, you can pick it from a color picker, and out of them hexa is the one which is used the most. RGB also I've seen, HSL I've seen not that much, but yeah, it is used sometimes. So this thing I'll give some color different, like paragraph I'll give it like this. Again, I have to give some dark color here because it is the color. And see, these are, we've already seen two properties of CSS. One is the color and one is the background color. Background color and color. So these are different properties of CSS. The more you do CSS, the more you learn it. Means CSS have more than 10,000 properties. You cannot memorize this, all of them. Okay, and nobody knows all of them. Okay, so this is there. So this is how it has been shown. So this, see this color has been shown like this. So this is about color. So now we are going to learn about fonts in CSS. So what are the different fonts in CSS? So fonts, like we give the fonts like font family. The font family we are going to give, and I'll give this Arial, Helvetica, Sans Serif. I've given this three fonts: Arial, Helvetica, Sans Serif. So and these are some common fonts which is there. Fonts are, you all know what a fonts means. Might have used Word, MS Word in that also, Times New Roman, and all those fonts are also here. Also CSS are also, all those fonts are there. But why I have given three fonts? Why not with just one font? Like in MS Word you give only one font, but why I have given three font? 1, 2, 3 font, then comma, comma, comma. I could have given only Arial only, because these two are known as fallback font. You can give 10 fonts also. First one is that font which will be always taken, and the second and third are the fonts which are known as the fallback fonts, or 10 fonts are open. And why we give the fallback font? See what happens. This CSS and HTML are created by a committee known as W3C. But these browsers are created by different committees, different companies. So this Firefox, I'm using this Firefox Developer Edition, a special type of a browser. So this is created by Firefox. Then most of you might be using Chrome. Chrome is created by Google. Then I am using a Mac, so I have a Safari. Safari has been created by Apple. Then there is Edge is created by Microsoft. So all of them implements everything in a bit different way than what the committee tells. Just like the government tells something, but not the private company will implement in that way. So it is something like that. So they will implement in something. So suppose our friend Apple doesn't like Arial, and they have not implemented the Arial in their browser. So when I will open this thing in Safari, the Arial will not be there. So what it will do, it will go to the fallback one. It will go to Helvetica. Helvetica is also not there in Apple. Then it will go to Sans Serif. Sans Serif is also not there. Then it will call back to whatever is there in the Apple. So that is there. But although all three fonts are very, very common, so it will be there in all the browsers. But sometimes it can be there. So this fallback fonts system is because of that. So one more thing which we are going to see is now the something known as Google font. So Google always provides all these free things, and all these are provided by Google. So let us see some of them. Okay, so this I'll do Google font. Let's see Google font. So Google fonts again are much more superior than whatever I'm seeing right now. It is much more superior than this, because see why it is much more, not superior, much more beautiful. See, because we have this nice fonts are there which are created by artist kind of people. So I'm getting this font is very good. So I'll just click it here. How to use a Google font? You click, go to this site fonts.google.com, or Google font, you search and go there, and then you just select this. It will open it here. See, and it will say that it is like this, and then you click this import, and then you just copy this inside the style, and you come to the top of your CSS and paste it here. Now you can use this anywhere. I'm not going to use it in body. I want it Arial and Helvetica and all these things only. I want to use it in the paragraph. So I'll come here and font family, and they have told that I have to use a festive. So festive I have to use. See, one more thing is there with Google font. What is there? Whenever you use Google font, you have to give this single quotes. So here I'm not giving the single quote, but here I have to give the single quote. Okay, and then I will have Helvetica and Sans Serif. And let me see whether it has been shown. See, it has been shown. This nice cursive writing has been shown. So this is how you show this cursive writing. But here, one more thing is very important. Here, the fallback fonts are very, very important, because see, I'm getting it from the internet. Suddenly, that same train, you go through another tunnel, and again the internet goes away. Suddenly, then you have to fall back to whatever is there in the browser. So that's why it is very important to have a fallback fonts in Google, and they are a bit of not that much experimental, because Google is much more bigger company than anything else. So they will not add anything like, but suppose it is not there in Apple or somewhere, so then the fallback will be used. So this is how Google font is used, but you can see it is shown very, very small, and I want a bit more also here. So it is very small here. Okay, so I want a bit more also, because I want to have some lining. So I will make it big. How I can make it big? So there is something called font size. You can make it big, but like this 20 pixel and do so it will be bigger, and it is not shown much better. Then there is, I want to make it bold also. By default it is normal, so I'll make it bold. Save it. Now it is looking much more better. This Google font has made this site very lively. So this is looking now very good. Now I will have something like a line height, line height, line height, and 1.6 em. So logos are being created with different things, and they are done by graphic designer. And I am not a graphic designer, so I don't even know how to create a logo and all. So if I need some logo, I go to some site and get the logo from there, or I'll create it from a graphic designer. I'm not the correct person to say that thing. You can find it very easily anyway. They create it in something known as a Photoshop. They create it in Photoshop. Okay. So what is this line height? So this line height is like the height between these lines. And creating a logo is not technical. Sometimes it is artistic, but not technical. Okay, so this is there. This is the height, line height. Line height is the height between two things. So I have given this 1.6 em, which is the height here. So line height. So now what is this? So see, you might have seen this thing. Means I've given two things like 20 px I have given, and I have given a em. Px and em I have given. So they are units of measurements. There are actually 3 units of measurements. One is px, one is em, and one is rem. And we are going to look into all of them. What are they? So first thing, let us come to this pixel. Px is known as pixel, and we all know what is pixel. See, all of us, you might have learned this thing in this thing, that a TV is okay. So TV is like TV have pixel. Okay. So see, all of this TV have this pixel and all these things. So you might have heard this thing, this thing like a pixel is there in a TV. Okay, more the pixel is there in a TV, it will be much more better. It will be much more better. You might have heard that person telling that this TV has got more pixel, so the picture clarity is more. So what is the pixel actually? Pixel is actually those dots. If you see it, TV is created by dot. Okay. Okay, so everyone, you'll not get a certificate right now. You'll get at the end. Okay, you'll get today end or okay. So that is there. Okay, so those pixels are there, and then those dot. The more dots you put in 1 square centimeter, the much better the pixel is. So the much better the pixel will be, more you fit it in one square centimeter. But this pixel is a bit different, which the wait is okay. Okay, so that is there, and but this pixel, as I was telling, it's a bit different. This pixel is a bit different. Why it is a bit different? Because the CSS team, what they have done, this CSS team, they have like have their own TP, like which is at around 3000 DPI. DPI known as the density of the pixel, and this pixel is according to that. Okay, this pixel is according to that DPI. It is according to that DPI. And but in layman term, the more pixel you give, the much it will be happening. Okay, the more it will increase the size. Okay, that is like this. Okay, and but what is this em, and what is, there is something known as rem also. So to understand the em and the rem, we have to do something else. Okay, to understand the em and the rem, so I will do one thing to understand the em and the rem. Div div I have created. Okay, so a div I have created, and inside this div all these things h1, h3 and p are there. Okay, so I'll save it now. Now this div I'll make it as font size as 10 pixel. Font size as 10 pixel I'll make. Okay, save it. So font size I made it at 10 pixel. Now this one I'll make it as 3em. Font size as 3em. Okay. See, suddenly it became more. So why it is like this? So em is something which depends upon the parent. So for this p, the parent is this div. The div is this. Div is the parent of this p. So em means whatever the parent size is in pixel, you multiply it with that thing. So 3em is 3 into 10. It means 30 pixel. 4em means 40 pixel. 5em means 50 pixel. So this is known as em. Now there is something known as rem also. See, now I will give you this rem. I'll give this rem. It become even more bigger. Why it became even more bigger? It become even more bigger because rem doesn't depends upon the parent. Rem depends upon the body, the whole body. So by default, W3C team had told that by default the font size of the whole HTML document is 16 pixel. So 3rem means 3 into 16. It is much more bigger. So 3rem becomes much more bigger. So this is the difference between em. This is the difference between rem. Okay, this is the difference between them. So this is very big. So I will make it as 1.2 rem. 1.3 rem or 1.4 maybe. It is better. So one more thing you might have seen. I'm giving this div. And suddenly these two have become very small. And suddenly it is breaking this thing. So why this has happened? Why this happened? Because it is the parent which is wrapping everything and it has just changed it. So this is a very bad thing. And it happened because we have taken this div. And in CSS, what happened? You should not take all this like div, p, h3, h1, body. All these things you should not, means body you can take, but you should not take. There are two things known as classes and IDs. You should always try to add those classes and IDs. Classes and IDs you need to add. Okay. So we are going to add those things now. Why it is a div, and we are going to comment this out. So this is how I will comment this out. So why we use these classes and IDs? See, CSS by default is global. CSS is very big global thing. If you add this thing like h1, h3, and at 10 people are working in the project, and they're working, you're working on index.html, someone is working on contact.html, someone is working on some other things they are working. So what will happen suddenly means you give a h1 of color blue and they don't want a h1 of color blue, but that will go there because it is global. And so that's why the div, you should not give like this. We should give something known as classes and IDs. Classes and IDs we are going to give. So this div is there, I'll give a class. There is a little bit of difference in that, but a class and ID you can give it to anything. Like this div, I'll give a class equal to container, will get save it. Class equal to container I have given. Okay, and this. Okay, so class equal to container I have given, and now this container I can give a string. So it is not like this only div I can give the content. I can give a class here also. I can give a class here also, class here also. So div container I have given. So let me come here and then I'll give this dot container and I'll give it maybe a background color of light yeah, all of this code I will give. All of this code I will give. In the description you'll find all of this code. Okay, so save it. See, this background color is light blue. Background color is light blue have become, and this container is wrapping everything. So this is like this. So I can use this container again. So like this, see, and then container I will have this h1 remove. I will have this a bit smaller. Save it. And see, again this has been done. Okay, again this has been done, and the container has been done. So we can give something like a padding also. Padding is very good thing. Means padding is something which is around some bit of space around it. 10 px I'll give. Save it. So a bit of padding is there, but this is all collected. I don't like it, so I'll do a br. Save it. So it will be like this. Okay, so the padding has been created around it. Now, so the classes like this, you can use the same class hundred of times also. So you want some common styling or something is there, and the main thing is to uniquely identify that. So you can use this classes hundred of times. So but there is something known as IDs also, and classes you give it by dot. Okay, there's something known as IDs also, and this container item you don't take any name. So I will tell about IDs. So IDs are something which are very unique. It is very unique. IDs are very unique. So I'll come here in the P, and I'll give ID equal to second P. I'll give anything you can take. I've taken the second P. Now how to use this ID? Because I want this one, and IDs are unique. You can use ID only once. I'll use this ID here, and ID is not by dot, it is by hash second P I'll give, and then I will do thing. So what I want this paragraph, this paragraph you're seeing, two of different styles. So I'll go here. Actually I'll copy this all, and then color I have given like this, and I want the normal thing. I don't want this all. So Arial I'll do like this, and see, it is be shown like a normal thing. Okay, and this color also I will change. So there is another way to change the color. If you come here, hover over here, and you will have this color picker again. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a blue color. Save it. So it is blue color, and I don't want it to be this much big. So 1.2, and this is 1.4, and this I want it to be normal. I don't want it to be bold. So I will have it normal. Let's see. This is how it has become. So I can target this individually also. So this is all about it, and now we are okay. We are going to learn about styling. Let us learn about styling a form. Okay, and my detailed css classes are there. I will give the playlist for the detailed css classes because I cannot go into much detail. And my detailed css classes, I teach flexbox and grid also, which are layout techniques which are used to design modern websites. And you might have heard bootstrap and all. I use them but not use them that much, because you should understand flexbox and grid in a very good way, because bootstrap you will not learn css that much. Okay, so now we are going to style a form. So because as I've told earlier also, forms are the most important thing. So I'm go here in the index.html. I'll go here, and then again it has come a bit down. So I'll have a br and hr, br and I'll have, then let us have the form. And the main thing of this form is we are going to create it very beautiful, means with the help of CSS. Class equal to my form. Okay, on outside my form like this, and then div dot. This is a shortcut. So a class of form group is there because I want to wrap it with div, and then label is there, and name and input, type text, name equal to name, and another form group I will have email, repeat once more when starting the code. Okay, so I am creating a form. So I have given a class. So we have just learned what is classes. It is to uniquely identify everything. So we have created a form in HTML also, but we are now creating it with CSS. So I am adding a lot of classes there so that we can style it with CSS. This classes, we don't have to depend upon this. So div I've given, and then a label and the input I've given. So hope you have seen that HTML thing also, which I've done later previously. So this email type is text and name is email have taken. And again, I'm going to have another div, like in the div I'm going to have, and label is message, and text area is, I'm going to have it as a text area. This one, name is message, and this is something similar to what form we have created earlier. So not something different, text area, and we'll have a input type is submit, and a class equal to, again it is going outside, class equal to button. So and value equal to submit, value equal to submit. And after this form I have this, so I'll save it. So this, again, this ugly form is been shown, which has been because of our HTML. HTML really creates ugly forms, and now we are going to style this ugly form using CSS. So let us style it with CSS. Okay, so first thing which I'm going to do is the my form. Okay, my form I'm going to select dot my form is there, and there is something known as padding. So padding I've told earlier also. Padding is something which adds space around anything. It is known as padding. I've told this in detail in my CSS class. I will give the playlist for my CSS class. Maybe you can see padding 20px is there, and see a bit of padding has been shown. Now in the HTML form also we've seen that this is very much linked. There we had given some BR, but here we don't have to give a BR. We can give something like this. Okay, my form I have done, then dot my form and dot form group, dot form my form and dot form group is there. Then this form group means you can select something twice, means inside the form group my form, the form group is there. So you can give CSS like this also. Inside the form my form there is the form group, and now we have access to padding. So padding bottom also we can give. Padding bottom I'll give, and padding bottom I'll give 15px. I will save it. See, padding bottom has been done. Now the next thing which we want to do is, see, I want this name, email and message to be on a different line. So when we are doing HTML we can give a BR or those things. And when I was doing that HTML, I told that every element is a block level element or an inline element. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually change this name, email and message which have this label thing to an inline element, not to a block element. By default they're inline. I will change it to a block level element, and we can do that with CSS very easily. So my form label is like this, and then display is block, display block. Save it. See what happened just now. They become display block, so they have come to the next line. So they have become display block. They have come to the next line. So that is there. Now the next thing which we are going to do is, see, everything is, a lot of things have been done here. Okay, so the thing which I want right now is to have this text box to be extended completely. This text box to be extended till the end. I want this text box to be extended till the end, and I want a bit of padding here. See, if I type something here, see this is very close. I want a bit of padding here also. So for that, what I'm going to do here, okay, so yeah, for this I have to select all of this input. All of this input I have to select input type text, input type text, text area. All of this I have to select. So instead of selecting, and I can give a common class to all of them. So there is another way to select. Okay, I'll show that another way. My form and input type is text. So this will select all the input type text, but I want to select a text area also, which is not an input type text. My form and text area, and then I'll do a padding of 8 pixel. I'll do save it. See, the padding is now more. The padding is more here. Then I'll have a width of 100%. Width of 100% I'm going to do, because I want it to extend till the end. Width of 100% I'll do. So it is going to the end. Width of 100% do. So it is going to the end. See, it is already looking very good. The form is looking very good. The only thing which is remaining is to make this button also look very good. So how to make this button very good? Okay, so let us make this button also very good. So we'll do this dot button I'm going to do, and so because the class of button is there, so I'm choosing all the classes. So class of button I'm choose. Now we are going to first have a padding here, and padding is like 10 px, 15 px. So what I just did, 10 px, 15 px, what is this? So padding is all way around. If you give padding like this, it will be all way around. But if I give like this 2 values, I can give 4 values also. This means top and down is 10 pixel, right and left are 15 pixels. So this is looking good. So this I've done. Then I will do the border as none. I have done. See, the border has been gone. Okay, then I will do another property known as border radius is like 10 px. I'll do. See, what is this border radius? Border radius is the sharp edges have been removed and this has been gone like this. 10 pixel is actually very much. Too much is, it is 8 pixel is good. Okay, even 6 is much more better. So this is like this. So this is done. Border radius is this. The sharp edges have been removed. Now I will do the text transform uppercase. Something like this text transform uppercase is there. So it will create it like this. And I will also do the font size. I will increase it is way too much. It is 0.8 is okay. And what is this? Okay. And font weight is bold. I'll do font weight bold. I've done. So it is being good. But I want to change the background color and the color also, because this is very ugly background color. So background color I'll do, and I will do a dark magenta. And now the text is not been shown, so I have to do the text as white. So now it is much more better. Now the buttons you might have seen, when you take up hovering over some button, the whole color get changed. All the site it will change, and it will also change it to a pointer. So we are going to do that, and we need to do that through something known as a button over and background. Background is dark blue and cursor is pointer. So see now what will happen. Come here. See, and the hand is also coming. So this is how it is done. Okay, the cursor has been shown. Okay, so we have done a lot. Miss, I think we're not going to do much of JavaScript today. Okay, so what I wanted to do, as images are very important to be done. Okay, so let us do the image quickly. Okay, so image I don't want to add anywhere. I want to add it inside a box. Okay, so what I can do, I will have a box. Inside that I will show the image. So I will have a div image. I'll have an empty div of image box will be there. Okay, so maybe I'll have a h1 image, maybe like this I'll have, and this, so this image is there, it's okay. So after this image box is there, and so there is some very good thing in CSS which I want to tell. So this image thing I'm telling quickly. So dot image box is there, and I will have a width of 800 pixel and height, width and height also we can have width and height of 500 pixel. And there is another property known as border. So we can see a border is like 1px solid black. I'm going to have save it. So I'll have this nice box is there, and a bit of br I'm going to add br, save it. So this nice box has been shown. So now I want to put the image here. So how to put the image? We can put the image in without the image tag also in directly in the CSS. So how to do that? So I'll come here, and again I have to go to the unsplash site, and see, one thing to notice is the width is 800 pixel and height is 500 pixel. Okay, so I'll do this desktop setups and all. I will go and I will have some dark. Okay, I will have this thing, but I will do a custom size. I will do a small image. See, 640 into 502 is the 640 pixel into 502 pixels. 640 is the width and 502 is the height. This is very important thing to notice. Okay, so this I have done, and then okay, that is there, and I'll open the download also. So just want to the download. Okay, inside the CSS Basics again I will have a images, and this unsplash I am having it again. Okay, so I have an image here also, images here also, but this image is a bit smaller. So how to do that you should keep in mind. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a, I want to show you inside this image box also background image. I have a property known as background image. Okay, then I have to give URL I have to give like this, and then dot images and unsplash.jpg. I'll do save it. So see, actually the image is actually been repeated. If you see it, let it be okay only. See, the image is actually been repeated. This computer image has been coming again, so image is getting repeated because the width is more. So it is not a good thing. This, we don't want the image to be repeated. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a, there's another property known as background repeat is no repeat. So background repeat is no repeat. So now the image is not been repeated. Okay, image is not been repeated, but we have another problem. The image is not coming. Image is cut. So there is another property known as background size as cover. If I do this, the image has been seen completely. Background size is cover. So this is the power of background size cover. Whenever you give some image with CSS, you should do it like this only: background repeat, no repeat, and background size cover. So it can, even if the image is bigger, it doesn't matter, it will cover it also. Background size cover, this is how we do it through CSS. Okay, so that is there. And now we have done a lot of CSS because we have not even done start with JavaScript. So JavaScript, we don't have time to know much of JavaScript. I will give the JavaScript playlist, but we are going to do a bit of JavaScript. Maybe what we are going to do, I am thinking maybe quickly I'll do so you can get a brief of what is means there in JavaScript. Well, let us do quickly a converter app in JavaScript. Although I don't teach JavaScript in this way, I teach JavaScript first going through the all the theory, like what is a var, lang, and all those things. I teach in that way only. So that I will give the playlist from my channel, or next month on the second week of the month I do JavaScript. So you can do it like this in the second week of the month. Okay, so how do we learn JavaScript? Means we quickly see a project with JavaScript so that you can learn it. Okay. Okay, so let us do it. So I will again close this, and I'll have a new folder. JS this, and JavaScript is not this one. JavaScript is a lot. Okay, and here is my VS Code. Yeah, so this is the VS Code, and again the JS Basics. I'll move there, and I'll give you all this code. So JS Basics I've done, and see now I will have a index.html style.css, although we are not going to use much of style.css, and main.js, because right now we are learning JavaScript. Although I don't like one thing which I'm going to tell. So this is there. We're going to create something known as a converter app. Quickly, we're going to create a converter app, and here I'm going to link this. Okay, link the CSS file. But since I'm going to do it very quickly, what we are going to do, we are going to use CSS framework known as Bootstrap. So there is a CSS framework known as Bootstrap. You don't have to know much of CSS also for that, and you just have to add something, and then you give classes in HTML, and that will add. Although I'm not a big fan of Bootstrap, but then also we don't have much time. How can I make grid in this? Grid and all I teach in my detailed CSS class. Grid also and flexbox also. Both of them, those are my favorites, and those I teach in my detailed CSS class. Because CSS cannot be taught in 1 hour. We have just done it in half an hour or 1 hour. So CSS require around 5 to 6 hours to teach, and I do it there. I will give the playlist. I'll give the playlist, or you can attend it live and also get the certification next month. Next month, first week. Everything has been taught. I teach everything in detail also. For month-long programs, I teach month-long programs on my YouTube. Okay, so everything is free. If you want paid, I have paid also. So style.css, and I'm adding this Bootstrap here. So Bootstrap, through Bootstrap, what will happen? We can easily add all the styles, and also let me go live. Yeah, again it is coming here. I'll go live here. So converter app is like this. It is shown here, and now I'll just have a div container. So actually container is also means your Bootstrap class also. Bootstrap is also having container. So what is Bootstrap? Means Bootstrap is like this h1 I'm having, and I'll have a converter like this here. Save it. So it will show like this. But I can add some classes through this Bootstrap here. So like this, and I don't have to write CSS for it. Okay. So class equal to and display for text center, and again it is all going outside text center, and then MB3 I'll do. Save it. See, display 4 text center and margin bottom 3. So something is there like Bootstrap, everything is inbuilt in that. So that is all coming because I have installed this Bootstrap here through a link from the internet. Okay, so this is how you do this thing. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly have something. This is a converter app. So what will be there? I will add something, and like kg I will add, and it will change it to pounds. That is what we are going to make. So for that, I'm going to, after this I will going to have a form. I'm going to have a form. Okay, Let me give the second attendance sheet also. You people have waited for a long time. Let me give the second attendance sheet. This is the second attendance. Please do fill this second attendance also to get the certificate, which will be sent most probably by today evening. I will send, because I have to generate all this certificate. I don't know how many people have filled the form. Mostly 80 people fill the form. 80 to 100 people attend this thing every time. So this is a very big thing on my channel. So I have 80 to 20. I have to generate by hand. I don't have something like some automated thing. I have to generate it by hand. Okay, so you'll get a PDF on the email ID which you have registered on in the name which you have given. So that is like, this is the second attendance form. Please do fill the second attendance form, and second attendance also please do fill it. And yeah, so we are going to create this. So first we are going to create the HTML and CSS only, then we are going to go to the JavaScript. And JavaScript I'm going to tell very little. This is nothing. JavaScript takes around 5 to 6 hours. Okay, so form I have done. Inside the form I'll have a h4 I'll have, and I'll have a weight. And again in this h4 I'm going to have a class equal to display 5 and text left and mb3. So this weight is like this, and then I'm going to have a input to take the kg and then change it to a font. So I'll have an input. So div dot form group. In this form group I will have input. Type is text. Type is number. I'll take type as number, not text. I'll take as number. And there is an id. I will take an id here. Id equal to id equal to kgs input. I'll do, and type is number, and then by default it will show like this. But see what Bootstrap will do. Class equal to form control. I'm just adding this class equal to form control. It is been like this. It has been shown, and even I'll have a form control lg. So it will show much more better, form control lg. And I will have something, there is something known as placeholders also. Okay, so let me make it a bit smaller, means like this. Okay, so we can have a placeholders also. So how will the user know what to do? So placeholder are temporary text. So here I'll have enter kilograms like this. Enter kilograms I'll have. Save it and see, enter kilogram I will have like this. It will be typed, but I can type anything. The moment I type something, it will gone away. Okay, so this is like this. Enter kilogram I will have. Now this form is done. After this form I will have a cardboard type of a thing. In that I will show the pound. So I'm entering the kilogram and show the pound in that. Okay, so after this form is done, I will have this div dot card is there, and card, it will not show anything because there is no content here. Card primary and margin bottom 2 is there. Then a div of div dot card block is there, and h4 of pounds is there. Save it. So h4 of pounds, it will be shown like this. So now I want to show the pound here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have an empty div here. Empty div lps output, and the empty div is the which will not show anything. And now one more thing I want to do, this is showing it as black, so I can update the whole of Bootstrap classes also. For this small thing I wanted to do this thing. Okay, color is like white, save it, color is white, so I don't need it anymore. So now all the logic are in the main.js, but how to connect that main.js with index.html? So to connect that main.js to index.html, we have to use a script tag. Where we have to have the script tag? A script tag we have to use it here. Right? So just like to link the CSS, we have a link tag. To link the JavaScript, we have a script tag, and JavaScript is the programming language. It is a bit tougher to do. I have not explained the fundamentals also because we don't have time for the fundamentals also. So main.js, it will not do anything. So you have to write the code in that main.js, and it is done at the end only. It is not done in the head. It will actually block everything. So it is done in the end only. So I will go to the main.js and I will write my code. Okay. So for that, I have to enter whatever the user enters here, enter kilogram and all those things I have to done. So I'll do document dot get element by id. So what get element by id? So get element by id, I will do this. KGS input is there. Document dot get element by id. KGS input I'm taking, and then I have to add something known as the event listener. See, JavaScript run continuously, because I don't know when the user is going to enter something here. So I have to add something known as event listener. These all things I teach in detail in my JavaScript class. So today we don't have time. Okay. Event listener. Event listener, and I will wait for the input. So input is an event which will happen whenever the user types something in it. This input will be done. Then I will run a function like e, and that starts with e, and then I will have let KGS equal to e dot target dot value. So what this will do, this will take whatever the user enters here, e dot target dot value will take that. Then I will again have document dot get element by id, but I will take this one now, this empty lbs output. Lbs output I'll take lbs output dot inner text equal to KGS into this. So this is the formula to convert the kg into input, kg into pound. Okay, so this is how we convert. So kgs. So inner in text is something like the whatever the whatever will be inside this div. So anyways, I am not going. We don't have time to learn that much, but this is how simple the JavaScript is. It is not simple. I know it is not simple. So the thing is that an event listener is listening. The moment the user enters something, it will run this mathematical formula. Which is a very easy mathematical formula. Means two, actually it is not right. Okay, it is right, 2.2046. So I will enter 59. So it is giving me the 5. It is giving me 5. Exactly. So this is how the JavaScript is done. Okay, so we have come to an end because I've told that JavaScript and all these things I am means it is difficult to, and those who have not subscribed and those who love this thing, please do subscribe to my channel just so that it can go reach to more people. Please do like this video. I only see 30 likes. Okay, so what I was telling, I was okay, so I was going to give 2 playlists. So those playlists are means like, because the CSS and JavaScript are done for this month. So how you can see these things, because you have to wait for the next month. Why to wait for next month? You need a certificate, wait for the next month, but don't stop your web app development journey. Do the CSS and JavaScript from those playlists, and then next week is React.js week. So learn from that. Okay, learn from that. And now I will give that okay. Okay, YouTube and playlist, and okay. So first let me give the CSS playlist. Okay, CSS beginners. So CSS playlist is this playlist. So all 5 days are there in the playlist, so you can do from here. And this month only it has been done. and JavaScript also have been completed right now. And again, all of these are certification process. Okay, all of these are certification. You want the certification, you can do next month. Okay, and this is JavaScript beginners to advanced. So these are the two certifications are there, and hope you all liked it, and hope you all liked what I am been doing here, helping people to become a web app developer. So please do support me and stop and start sharing my channel to other people. And those who want to connect with me after this, they can connect with me on the WhatsApp group, because most of you are from some WhatsApp groups. Connect with me and I can give you the exact path by which from any background you can become a web app developer, and and hopefully all of you have filled those attendance sheets, and we are going to end here, and I'll see you in the next week React.js workshop, which all the main workshops they happens on at the night 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. IST. So I'll see all of you there. Learn JavaScript and CSS from this playlist which I have given, and then come to the React. Okay, first learn from here, come to the React. Tomorrow is Sunday, you can learn on tomorrow. Okay, and all this. So again, I'm going to end here and see you all on Monday.